Welcome to all fours e-classes, and today we are going to discuss about the classification of the enzymes. So in the classification of the enzymes, here these enzymes are classified. They are classified based on their nature of catalytic action. Based on the nature of catalytic action, they are classified. This classified into 6 classes. Totally enzymes are all divided into 6 classes with 4 to 13. 4 to 13 subclasses are there. Each class again 4 to 13 subclasses. So what are the 6 classes are there in the classification of the enzymes here? Let us see. There are first one is called as the number 1 is called as the oxidoreductases. Number 2 is called as the transferases. Third one is called as the hydrolases. And fourth one is called as the lyases. And fifth one is called as the isomerases. And the sixth one is called as the ligases. So these are the 6 varieties of the classes are there in this. Let us take first one, oxidoreductases. In the case of oxidoreductases, one substrate molecule is oxidized. For example, this is oxidized, this is reduced. Now the product you are going to get here, this is one loss of this one, but due to oxidation it gets reduced. And this is again reduced one, this one converted into oxidized. Like this we can see that one, either oxidation or reduction. You know very well oxidation. Oxidation means addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or removal of electron is called as oxidation. We know very well. So reduction also, reducing. So reduced means here the addition of these hydrogens are there in this case. So in this way, the oxidoreductases reactions which are going to take place in this case. One of the example is there. For example, in the case of this one, malate. One of this one is called the malate. Malate is undergoing here, the malate here, in the presence of enzyme called malate dehydrogenase. This one. Suppose this one substrate malate undergo oxidation, reduce this NAD plus ion, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, which is in oxidized condition. In the presence of enzyme called as the malate dehydrogenase. This is the enzyme, and converted into, in the case of this one, oxaloacetate. What that we are going to produce here? Oxaloacetate, and as well as NADH plus H plus ion. So this is the one of the reaction here. There are so many such type of dehydrogenation reactions are there in the respiration chapter, and one of this one is there malate. One of the example we took here, one substrate molecule is going to oxidized, one substrate molecule gets reduced due to enzyme, one first class enzyme. One of the example is called malate dehydrogenase is there in this case. Now let us take the another example is there. Another example, we will find another example that is called as the another next class we go for the next class is called the transferases. What is that one? Transferases. Second one here, transferases. So in the case of transferases here, except to hydrogen, remember that except to hydrogen is not transferred in this case, this one. So here the G is there, here in this case, yes, suppose. So in this here we will find that the group of this one is going to transfer to this one here. So S here, S and G here formation. This is called transferases. For example, one of the reaction, the glycolysis reaction, will take here glucose molecule here with the ATP, phosphorylation. That means nothing but transfer of the phosphate group. So phosphate group is inorganic phosphate transferred from ATP in the presence of enzyme called as the hexokinase. Hexokinase. Kinase here in the presence of magnesium ion, metal ion cofactor compulsory. Hexokinase will act only in the presence of compulsory magnesium ion is required for the hexokinases to act as a catalyst. The glucose is converted, what happens here in the presence of this one here? In the presence of hexokinase, glucose converted into glucose 6-phosphate is formed. 6-phosphate is formed. Plus again here ADP plus ion. Means 6th carbon of the glucose molecule added by this ATP transfer the phosphate group to the this one substrate to the another substrate here in this case taking place. So in this way we can see that not only this one we can take another example also. There are so many examples are there. For example, you can take the fructose. For example, take the fructose 6-phosphate is there. This is also 6-phosphate plus ATP is one of the phosphorylation in the presence of enzyme phosphofructokinase. What is that enzyme? Phosphofructokinase. Here also magnesium compulsory, metal ion cofactor. Then convert already 6th carbon of this fructose 6-phosphate is with phosphate group is there. Additionally, the phosphate inorganic phosphate is transferred. As a result of that, it is going to produce fructose 1,6. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Bisphosphate plus ADP plus ion like this. So this is the one of the examples of this one transferases. So in this manner, the transfer of the transfer of the phosphate group is taking place in this manner like this one. This is one of the varieties of this one. The second class of the enzymes are there. Next one. Another one is there called as the third one, hydrolysis. In the case of hydrolysis, we will see this one. This is the hydrolysis. Compulsory in the presence of water, the enzymes will act here. In this case, they are going to bonds, they are going to break carbon here, and as well as carbon halides. Okay, na? They are going to break even glycosidic bonds. During the glycosidic bonds formation and breaking and carbon bonds and the carbon halides. In this cases, we can see that hydrolysis enzymes will act as a catalyst in these cases. For example, you take in the case of here, glucose 6-phosphate is there. Glucose 1,6 bisphosphate is there. Glucose 1,6 bisphosphate is there. In the presence of enzyme here, what happens here? In the presence of enzyme, glucose 1,6 phosphatase enzyme is going to produce into the glucose 6-phosphate plus here the water molecule is coming here in this case. So what is doing here, the process here in the case as well, plus what happens here, inorganic phosphate is removed. Why? Because first carbon of the glucose, only removal is not transferring here, just breakage. Only breakage and production of the water is coming outside. So these are all enzymes which takes place in this manner. Even the 6th carbon compound like this glucose 1,6 bisphosphate convert to glucose 6-phosphate. First carbon removal of the inorganic phosphate comes out here. This is enzyme comes under the hydrolysis. Even we can take the one of the example, pseudoheptulose 1,7 bisphosphate. So under the hydrolysis enzyme, what the enzyme is there here in this case also? Same name. Most of the enzymes are given the name based on their type of the substrate and some of them are the type of the action. Like that nomenclature is given by the IUB. International Union of Biochemistry, they only classified this one IUB. According to IUB only, they are all classified and given the nomenclature. So here also we will see that one, pseudoheptulose 1,7 bisphosphatase. So remember that most of the enzymes here, AAC, The enzyme name, according to IUB rules, most of the enzyme names are end with ASE. As a result of that, what happens here? In this case, we are going to get here pseudoheptulose. Pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate is going to produce. Plus water molecule is going to come. So this is the examples of this one. In this way you can see that one. And this is called the hydrolysis. In the presence of water, the compulsory the presence of water is taking place in the case of this one in the chemical reactions, like glucose 1,6 bisphosphate converted to glucose 6-phosphate, or 7-carbon compound of this one pseudoheptulose 1,7 bisphosphate to pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate, plus here inorganic phosphate is produced here also inorganic phosphate. So these are the comes under the some of the examples of the, particularly we can see that one, this is one of the examples of the hydrolysis. Next to come to the lyases here in this case. In the case of lyases, what you will find that particularly they are going to breakage. They are going to breakage and form into one group, and one group is with a double bond compulsory formed here in this case. You take the lyases. For example, lyases here like this. Suppose here X here, carbon here, bond is attached like this Y. Due to lyase enzyme usually here enzyme, that is a fourth class of the enzyme here, lyase which is used. They are going to convert it into this one X and as well as Y, and gives rise to next one is the C double bonds like this. So compulsory one product is forming like this one. They are going to break in this case. They are going to break in this case. For example, you can take in the case of this one arginosuccinase. One of the enzyme is given called as the arginosuccinic acid. Arginosuccinic acid here. In the presence of enzyme called as the arginosuccinase. Arginosuccinase. They are going to use arginine. Here they are going to give the arginine plus fumaric acid. Fumaric acid they are going to produce. So two substances are. So one substance here, substrate molecule. This enzyme which is breaking these two substance, they form into two substance molecules. They are going to break the bonds in this. They act as a catalyst here, arginosuccinase enzyme, and converting arginosuccinic acid to arginine and as well as fumaric acid. So these are lyases, means breakage. They are going to take the breakage of this one. That's why we are calling them as the lyases in this manner. Next one come to the another one is called as the isomerases. What is that one? Isomerases. In the case of isomerases, what we see this one isomerases here, the position of the number of atoms is not going to change in this case. Only they are going to alter the arrangement. They bring the changes in the arrangement of the atoms arrangement. That's why they are called as the isomerization. They are called isomerases. So what are the isomerases are there? There are so many examples are there. For example, 3-carbon compound, phosphoglyceric acid there, PAG. PAG is there, 3-carbon compound this one. In the presence of enzyme called as the triose phosphate isomerase. Triose phosphate isomerase enzyme converted into dihydroxyacetone DHAP. This is the 3-carbon compound. It's called dihydroxyacetone phosphate. See, dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So in this way, we see that the phosphoglyceric acid is converted into isomerized. Number of carbon atoms are not going to change. Only the mode of arrangement is going to change. That is called isomerization. Even another example also we can take. Like for example, we'll take here ribose 5-phosphate. Ribose 5-phosphate. Is this isomerized into ribulose 5-phosphate. Ribulose 5-phosphate. In the presence of enzyme called as the ribose 5-phosphoisomerase. Ribose 5-phosphoisomerase. So in this way, these are the enzymes which are act as a catalyst Isomerization they are bringing. That is the reason kept under the isomerizers. Fifth class of the enzymes are called as the isomerizers. Now another one is there, another example also there. For example, in the case of, you can take this one, 5 carbon compound is also 5 carbon compound. Another one is there, xylulose. Xylulose 5 phosphate is there. This one. Xylulose 5 phosphate is going to convert it into same, that's called as the ribulose 5 phosphate. In the presence of enzyme called as the epimerase isomerase. Epimerase. That means xylulose 5-phosphoepimerase isomerase. So in this way, isomerase. These are the isomerization reactions which are going to take place in this manner. So this is one of the varieties of the isomerization reactions are occurring in this manner, like this conversion of the one substrate to the other form only without altering its atomic number, and only arrangement only going to change. That is only called the isomerizations. Next one, and last one is called as another one is called as the ligases are there. Ligases. So in this case, ligases, what they are going to do in the case of ligases, they are joining this one. This one will take another one called as the ligases here. Ligases. Here is the ligases. So they are taking place between the carbon like this, and as well as not only this one, carbon is one of this one. They are going to join between this one and carbon sulfur like this. They are going to take place in this manner. They are carbon nitrogen like this. They are carbon nitrogen like this. The bonds are going to join together in the case of this one. So one of the example we'll take in the case of ligases. Two different compounds are combined together, formed into another new compound in this case. Two substrate molecules. Two substrate molecules are combined together by using the compulsory ATP. They are going to produce some other product of new substance. They are going to give rise to this one. This is called as the ligation. Ligation means joining. So, sixth class of the enzyme ligases are there in the case of this one. One of the enzyme is called as the glutamic acid is there. For example, glutamic acid is there. Glutamic acid is there. Glutamic acid plus the ammonia group is there in this case. Amino group is added. Suppose glutamic acid is added with the amino group. So if the amino group is added in the case of this one, in the presence of, what is the presence of here? ATP. Compulsory ATP is required in this case. So in the presence of enzyme called as the glutamic synthetase. Now the new product are going to produce here. The new product are going to produce, that is called as the glutamine. What they are going to produce here? Glutamine. Only one product here. So in this case here, ATP is using here. That's the reason it produces. So this is the ligase, one of the examples of this one. So based on the nature of the catalytic activity of the enzymes, totally divided into 6 classes like oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases, and as well as ligases. So in this way, we will find here, this is the one of the classification of the enzymes in this manner we will take here. Now let us take the code number. Every enzyme having its code numbers are there. Code number is also given. According to IUB, they given the code numbers. So every enzyme has got the code number is there. One of the example is given in intermediate level. They are given that 2712. Suppose for example 2712. The code number for which one it is called? Glucose 6-phosphotransferase. This is the enzyme. For this enzyme, this is the code number. In this code number, first two, the number 2, first number indicating the class. This is called the class. It belongs to class transferases. That means second class. And the 7 is called the subclass. Subclass shows that which is transferring, phosphate group is transferring. And next one is called subclass. Subclass. It shows that number on which atom they are going to transferring. Which is transferring, where it is transferring. and last number 2 is indicating that one, it's a roll number. So this is the enzyme code. Like that, whatever the enzymes are there, all these enzymes given their code numbers like this. One of the example is called as this one, is mentioned in this manner. Like next, we go for the another one is there. In the case of along with enzyme, there are, you will find that there are here cofactors are there. What is the cofactor? Let us take the cofactors in this. So we know very well enzymes are here, simple enzymes and as well as conjugated enzymes are there. But simple enzyme only protein part is there. Other than that, see, first you take this one here, enzyme here, we'll see that one. Enzyme, you can see this one here, like this one. Enzyme here. Now, this is the consists of two structures are there in this generally. One is called as the protein part is present. The protein part only called as the apoenzyme. That means only protein is present in this. Only protein part only present. This protein part of the apoenzyme can act as a catalyst. But in other case here, this non-protein part is present. They are called as the coenzyme. Sorry, cofactor. They are called as the cofactor in this case. So cofactor here in the case of this cofactor, this is a non-protein part. It's called as the, what is that one? Non-protein part. This non-protein part. So that means here the protein part means apoenzyme, which amino acid sequences are there in this case. This non-protein part, there is no amino acid sequences here in this case. That is a non-protein part. But this non-protein part, nothing but cofactor, without these apoenzyme or protein part, they cannot act. But this can act independently. Apoenzymes will act as independently, like simple enzymes, some of them are the only protein part is there. These are all conjugated enzymes, whereas associated with this one. So both these put together, this apoenzyme and as well as cofactor, they are also put together called as the haloenzyme. They are called as the haloenzyme. Now this cofactor actually divided into three cofactors are there actually. But in this we will discuss, we'll decide like this first of all. First one is called as the metal ion cofactor and organic cofactor. Metal ion cofactor. Metal ion cofactors are there. And another one is called the organic. Organic cofactors are there. Simple. So in the case of metal ion cofactor, compulsory metal ions are present in this case. Without a metal ion, they cannot be act as a catalyst. But independently, they never, cofactors never act independently. Compulsory associated with the apoenzyme, that is protein part of the enzyme, then only they are useful. Otherwise, independently they cannot act. But the simple enzymes of apoenzyme, which is protein part is there, they can act as a independent enzyme. Independently, they can work as a catalyst. The metal ion cofactor, for example, you can take this one, potassium is there. The magnesium is there. So in the case of magnesium, for example, Mg plus 2 here, you know very well. Hexokinase. Hexokinase is there in the case of this one. Metal ion cofactor is there, hexokinase. Like zinc is there, Zn plus 2. In the case of enzyme, particularly carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase. In this carbonic anhydrase, zinc metal ion cofactor plus 2 is there. That means compulsory zinc is present in this carbonic anhydrase as a metal ion cofactor is there. And you will find that iron Fe plus is there. In the case of peroxidases, peroxidases are there in the case. Like this, molybdenum is there. Molybdenum, we will see that one molybdenum, where you will find that molybdenum in the case of nitrogenase. Nitrogenase enzyme. In the case of nitrogenase enzyme, one of this one metal ion cofactor along with iron is present. So hexokinase, carbon anhydrases, catalases, peroxidases, iron is present in this case. They are all metal ion cofactors. Without these metal ion cofactor, these enzymes do not act as a catalyst in this case. So organic cofactors are there. In the organic cofactors here, carbon, that means organic means carbon component is there in these cases. So examples like this one, you can see that one, that is called the NAD is there, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and as well as FAD is there, and as well as coenzyme A, coenzyme A is there, coenzyme, you know very well in the glycolysis process, end of the glycolysis process, pyruvic acid react with this one coenzyme and form into acetyl coenzyme A. So coenzyme A is also this one, not only this one, thymine pyrophosphate. So all these are organic cofactors. So NAD, FAD, nothing but NAD. What is this one? Niacin is a water soluble vitamin, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. If a phosphate is added, it is called NADP. We are calling as NADP. So NAD, FAD, thymine pyrophosphate, all these are comes under the organic cofactors. Coenzyme are all comes under the organic cofactors. So enzymes are here like this. They consist of here protein part is there, non-protein part is there. So protein part of the enzymes, nothing but simple enzymes. They are all. These are also called apoenzyme. Without this, they act independently. But whereas cofactors are there, without this protein part, the cofactors never act independently. The cofactors are like this: organic cofactors, metal ion cofactors are there. So in the metal ion cofactors, in the organic cofactor, another one is also there. In the organic cofactors, another one is there. Prosthetic group is there. Prosthetic group is present. What is the prosthetic group here? What is the difference between this one here in this case here? What is the difference between here? We will write here like this. Prosthetic group means nothing but where this is also one of the organic cofactor. This is one of the, in this case only comes on here, prosthetic group. Prosthetic group means here tightly bound to this one. The particularly for example hemomyati. Hemomyati is one of this one, iron is present inside, tightly bound it. They are called as the, one of this one is called as the cofactor, hemomyati, prosthetic group is present. And organic cofactors this one, and the metal ion cofactors are there like this. Non-protein parts are three varieties are there, prosthetic and organic and metal ion cofactors. So these are the varieties of the enzymes which you will see that one. These are the varieties of the characters are seen in this manner. Right, we will conclude. I conclude this session here today.